La Jolla break off from San Diego and become its own city? Well, there's a major push to make that happen. I'll tell you what steps they have to go through in a live report.
It stinks in the South Bay, and now there's an advisory you need to know about. Details in the live report.
We were inches from a much more horrible tragedy, and there are absolutely no words to thank you all enough.
A college area community saved from a wildfire gives a heartfelt thank you to first responders.
9,000 gallons of gasoline spilled on Fletcher Parkway back in October, and the cleanup is still not done.
And there's still ways you can donate or volunteer this Thanksgiving. We'll tell you where and how.
We're celebrating 10 years in the Zevely Zone with my most memorable moments, behind-the-scenes footage, and bloopers.
CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts right now.
We begin tonight with an idea that's been talked about for years, but now an effort to make La Jolla its own city is gaining traction. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
I'm Marcella Lee. Volunteers have been collecting signatures as they try to separate La Jolla from the city of San Diego. CBS 8's Brian White joins us live from La Jolla Village. Brian, how far along are those volunteers?
Marcella, they've gathered 6,500 signatures. I'm told they need 7,000, so they're making that final push to meet that threshold by Sunday. And if they do, that'll trigger the next phase of this process.
Completely for it. Yes, I've signed the petition.
Volunteers are out in full force making the pitch. They say the advantage of La Jolla being its own city is small local governance and having more control over things like infrastructure and services.
You know, we've been out knocking on doors, and I'm very excited about the community really rallying about this. And again, it's been talked about for decades, but this is truly a grassroots effort which has a lot of momentum.
They need just over 6,800 valid signatures. That's 25% of registered voters in La Jolla, and what this petition is for is to have LAFCO, that's the Local Agency Formation Commission, conduct a feasibility study.
Everyone needs to have the facts, and then we all want to have that analysis done so we can make an informed decision. And how, again, it has to be a win-win for San Diego and for La Jolla.
Mark Munoz is with the Association for the City of La Jolla. If they meet the signature threshold, LAFCO will then hire an independent consultant, and the association will have to pay for it. It could cost up to $150,000. Priscilla Mumpower with LAFCO tells me what criteria they'll be looking at.
What is the plan of service, and ensuring that we have a better understanding of what is the level of that service and who's going to be providing those services. We want to have an understanding of the land use, and we want to ensure that, there's revenue neutrality.
So the study has to prove it's a good deal for both San Diego and La Jolla. Then the LAFCO Commission would vote on it and potentially send it to the ballot for voters to decide. Volunteer Jill Seagren says if that happens, they'll have their work cut out for them.
We're going to have a lot of education to do to let the citizens of the city of San Diego know that we aren't here to hurt the city. We are here to support and make this equitable.
Now, I reached out to City Council member Jolla Cava's office. They're not making any comments on this. He actually lives in La Jolla and doesn't want to tip the scales in either direction. Now, if you want to learn more from the association, they will be at the La Jolla Farmers Market this Sunday. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Brian. Tonight, neighbors in Talmage are saying thank you to the San Diego firefighters and police officers who saved their community from a fire last month. Flames burned dangerously close to several homes in Talmage. 6 homes were damaged, 1 beyond repair. Neighbors presented the firefighters and San Diego police officers with big cards they had all signed. But there is still frustration after learning the fire started in or near a homeless encampment.
Try to be a compassionate person, but I've seen homeless walking in and out of our canyons from very many different vantage points, and I worry about it every single day.
Neighbors add they are also afraid of how this fire could affect the cost of fire insurance for the neighborhood and are worried that some homeowners' insurance policies could get canceled. Fire investigators still haven't been able to determine the official source of the fire.
We're just learning some developing news out of unincorporated El Cajon, where sheriff's deputies are looking into a shooting.
It happened on Quail Haven Lane off Tehesa Road just after 2 o'clock this afternoon, not far from Sequan Casino. Right now, we are working to find out more details, but we do know at least 1 person was taken to a hospital. We will update you once we learn more.
We'll have more details posted on CBS8.com. You can also follow us on social media or download the free CBS 8 app.
The South Bay has been suffering through a toxic sewage crisis for decades. And now, weeks after unveiling a new odor alert system, the San Diego County Air Pollution Control District has issued an advisory warning that levels of sewer gases are above state thresholds.
CBS 8's Kirsten Holmes is live for us in Nestor with details on this alert. Kirsten.
Yeah, I'm here at Berry Elementary, one of the two sites where the county installed that monitoring system. And already this week, there was an alert went out. There was an alert that went out saying that there was a toxic gas in the air.
Outside, staying home. Go to Netflix.
That's Jesse's advice when the stink in the South Bay is bad. He's lived here for years and says he has to deal with smelling it several days a week.
Yes, I have. I mean, it's pretty bad between 6 and 7 p.m. I mean, I go out the door. Who wants to smell that when you go out of your house?
That's why the San Diego County Air Pollution Control District installed a monitoring system in the South Bay. It's looking for concentrations of hydrogen sulfide, a toxic gas that you can't see, but it smells like rotten eggs. And when the wind blows, people who live here say it only gets worse.
That's why I stay home inside.
The county's H2S monitoring dashboard updates air quality daily and has 4 color-coded levels. The orange level indicates there are 30 parts per billion of the dangerous toxic gas in the air, and many people will smell an odor and/or experience odor-related symptoms like dizziness, headaches, nausea, and irritation of the eyes and nose. Nestor has already had an alert this week.
Do you guys need any more tortillas, drinks, consomecitos?
Miguel Gonzalez works for La Centra Birria. Miguel says the problem gets worse near the beach, and a lot of their customers are sick of it.
You know, I feel that they deserve better. I feel like the people around here deserve better.
The odors are produced by the ongoing, untreated, transborder wastewater sewage flows in the Tijuana River Valley. And this summer, officials say the sewage crisis got worse, causing them to act and update the public for safety, better protecting those with underlying health conditions, kids, and older adults.
Making sure that, you know, our kids can breathe the air quality properly, that our older people can breathe their air quality properly.
On days where the air quality is at unsafe levels, county health officials say it's time to stay inside, close your windows and your doors, and try to use an air purifier or run the AC.
I personally hope that it's something that we address, something that we deal with, you know, with some intention, you know, with some love.
Now, everyone we talk to in the South Bay says that around 6 or 7 o'clock at night is when the smell is the worst. And today, we don't smell it that bad right now. We see a few people out actually enjoying the evening because they're able to take a walk. But if you would like that alert sent to your phone, or if you want to check out the dashboard for yourself, go to our website, cbs8.com, and click on this story. Reporting for CBS 8, I'm Kirsten Holmes. Back to you.
Thanks, Kirsten. The Imperial Beach Pier will be closed for one more day as maintenance work wraps up. Workers are replacing 2 piles to help maintain structural integrity. They're also replacing part of the deck and utility piping. The pier will be closed until 5:30 tomorrow night. While that work wraps up, it's going to be open all day Thursday. And in Pacific Beach, the second phase of repair work is now underway on the Crystal Pier.
The west end of the pier has been closed to the public since last December, 11 months, when it was severely damaged by storms and high surf. Construction crews finished some of the initial repair work earlier this year. The city of San Diego says it is replacing 8 piles that were broken or damaged, as well as some broken braces. It is still unclear when the entire project will be complete and when that pier will fully reopen. It's been delayed as the city works to secure funding for the project, as well as getting permits and evaluating the damage before repairs can actually begin. The Crystal Pier Hotel remains open, and the contractor has agreed to put up the Christmas tree right there at the end of the pier. It has been almost 2 months since a gasoline tanker overturned on Fletcher Parkway in El Cajon, and neighbors are still dealing with the cleanup and the detours.
CBS 8's David Goffredson has an update from the city of El Cajon.
Since we had the gasoline tanker spill 9,000 gallons of gas, it's just been horrible.
Detours and roadblocks are still in place along Fletcher Parkway at Navajo Road in El Cajon. After a tanker truck overturned on October 9th, and spilled 8,800 gallons of gasoline into the soil and storm drain.
Yeah, it's a little frustrating because I haven't seen any updates about it, so I just kind of drive by and wonder what's going on, what the status of it getting fixed is.
The cleanup delay is caused by the gasoline-soaked soil having to be trucked off-site, one container at a time. Fletcher Parkway is closed in one direction as crews line up dozens of containers waiting to be filled. Storm drain pipes also had to be replaced, along with a section of the sidewalk and a traffic signal.
It's just a dirty mess, and they're detouring our traffic, and we have to take a detour, and then I end up a block from my house, and sometimes the light doesn't even work up there so I can get across Fletcher Parkway.
The city of El Cajon emailed me a statement saying in part, staff continues to monitor the unprecedented environmental cleanup efforts taking place at the intersection of Fletcher Parkway and Navajo Road. The federal EPA has been actively monitoring and directing cleanup efforts. It is anticipated to continue through the holidays.
It sure is dusty and dirty, besides them having Fletcher Parkway closed off for 12 to 14 weeks, as well as the dirt that's coming up to my house.
The city of El Cajon has no estimate on when the project will be finished. Fletcher Parkway remains closed with detours. In El Cajon, David Gottfredson, CBS 8.
Thank you, David. And the city of El Cajon tells us the trucking company and its insurance carrier are paying for the restoration project. Health officials say more young people are being diagnosed with diabetes. What they want you to know, still ahead.
Plus, the Thanksgiving holiday travel period is expected to be record-breaking. We're sharing tips to keep in mind if you're one of the millions of Americans on the move this week.
And it's the season of giving, how you can get involved if you're looking to lend a helping hand this holiday.
And travel delays definitely look to be in the forecast, and that's going to be for Colorado. They're dealing with upwards of about 2 feet of snow. The Sierra dealing with about a foot of snow from an area of low pressure moving in. And we're also looking at an area of low pressure exiting out for the northeast. Your complete forecast is coming up.